Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Today is August 21st, 2020, and this is the Options Alert Service Update video. And so I wanted to welcome anyone who is new to our alerts service. And these videos are sent out periodically to update everyone and explain what is going on with our trades. And so before we get started, I wanted to point out that SMB Training is not a broker-dealer. We're doing these webinars for educational purposes only. Today's webinar does not contain live positions. They are hypothetical and therefore not subject to the market factors of liquidity, slippage, and commissions. Also want to point out that options trading is risky, as is all forms of investing and trading, and you should not expose any of your capital to options trading until you have had a full education, done a lot of back testing and paper trading, and then when you do trade live, trade very small relative to your net worth and net income for an extended period of time so that you do not expose a lot of capital during that period where you are in a learning curve on how options respond to market conditions. Okay, so with that disclaimer, I would like to just update everybody. Since we last met, we have closed our August Rhino trade, and we're going to run you through what happened there. We have made no adjustments to our September trade, and I want to talk about that a little bit when we get to the September trade. And then the October trade we entered in late July. So, and haven't had one adjustment on that. So let's just go through and we'll understand each of these one by one. So the first thing I want to point out is that the market has been somewhat flat. This will happen very frequently in August, where there's not a great deal of news affecting the market, particularly after the the crash in March relative to the pandemic. Any news pales in comparison to that, and there just hasn't been a great deal of market moving activity during the month of August. When that happens, because these are options income trades, the market does not. The trades will, in some cases, go into extended periods where nothing needs to be done because they are what we options income traders call positive theta. And so let's take a look, for example, at our August trade. And so if the, to just continue the thought, if the position continues to be positive theta, meaning the time decay in the short options is greater than the time decay in the long options, and therefore they are continuing to add value to the position, as long as the other Greeks, the deltas, the gammas, the vegas, that do not get too out of whack, and we don't need to do any adjustments based upon our protocol, then we're not going to do those adjustments. We don't do adjustments for health, and we don't send out options alerts just to send out an alert. We send it out because it's necessary. And when it's not necessary, it's much, much better for the trade if you don't spend the extra commissions and put on a position which may come back to haunt you later because it was unnecessary. And so that is, we're kind of in this just a little bit of an unusual period of dormancy on these trades, but you should always think of that as a good thing, because this theta here that you see, this time decay, that's making you money every day as long as it's positive. And so if there's nothing else that needs to be done and you're making money every day from the theta, you should be happy about that. So I just want to kind of make sure everyone stays in that mindset. It's very important to stay in that mindset. So here we were on July 17th, the last time we provided an update, and we were up $750 on the August trade. And the next move was simply exiting it. We did that on July 30. So I'm going to move forward to July 30. And you will see that we're just trying to get our updated numbers in here now. Sorry for this slight delay. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do something to speed this up, by the way. That'll just help me a little bit here, make things a little bit more efficient for you. Okay, so 9:30, we had 22 days left on the trade. And the next day, we got the day 77 for the October trade. So I needed to free up your capital so you'd have capital to put into this trade. And so I closed the August trade, and we were able to get a very good price, and we were able to close it. Here's the August trade, and it kind of just, a lot of value came into it in the first 5 or 10 minutes of the market. So we were able to close it pretty early in the day and get you a great price. And we ended up making a profit of, in fact, I should have made sure, yeah. We ended up making a profit of $1,100 on the, $1,200 on the trade. And that was just because the fill we got when the market opened, there was just a really good fill opportunity, and we took advantage of it. So that'll happen sometimes. A lot of, and this is a sell-off day. So these positions, that what you see here with the Rhino is that it becomes very negative deltas as you get into the final days of the trade if you're outside of the tent. And I thought, hey, we're down 20 points today on the Russell. We haven't had that for a while. Let's take advantage of just closing the trade out before we get to the point where, maybe it starts to rally again and we lose that value as this ends up starting to decline. And that was probably the right decision, because it was at 1480 and the Russell's been up right, quite a bit since then. So we went ahead and closed that trade. We made $1,200 for it. I don't have a 935, which is when we exited, approximately indicator on here. This only goes every 15 minutes, but trust me, we were able to get that that $1,200 fill on August on July 30th at around 9:35 in the morning. Okay, so that is that. And now I want to take us back to backwards again to our September trade. And we're going to do that. And I'm afraid, and I'm not really afraid, because I as I said earlier, I'm quite happy to say, actually, let me rephrase it. I'm quite happy to say we have had no adjustments on this trade since we last met. Now, that's been over a month. And as I mentioned, that's a good thing. So what we have here is this was the September trade where we had actually rolled it back at one point. And here we are in that trade. I want you to take a look at it. As of the last time we met, as you can see, the gain that you would get on the trade if the market were simply to, hang on one second now. I want to just try to measure this. Let's see, hang on, just give me a second. It'll just be illuminating to give you that number. So this is pretty much right on. Yeah, it's showing that if the market keeps rallying and we don't really have an opportunity to bring any more theta into the trade, profit into the trade through selling a put credit spread, which so far we have not needed to do because we're still positive theta as of today, then we would make about, it looks like about about $860 on the trade. So right now the trade, this is as of our last meeting, the trade was up $160. So we have plenty of room to gain value. Now let's move forward to today because there have been no changes on this trade. As a result, now we're down at day 28. We're in the last, sort of 4 weeks of the trade. And for some reason, I'm getting a little trouble here from OptionView. It's not filling in my figures here. So just please allow me a minute. What's going on here? Okay, so now, as you can see, we've gained. All right, there was something wrong with that other picture. I am sorry. There is, I have made a mistake, folks. I want to apologize for that. That other original July 17th number that we were looking at was distorted somehow. Something actually didn't sound right to me, but I didn't say anything, and I apologize for that. But we need to go back to July 17th, and let's look again, and maybe I can diagnose what happened here and why we had that sort of distortion, because the credit really wasn't that large on the September trade like it appeared to be. Maybe I had, all right, hang on one second. let's see, we were up 210, and yeah, there was something wrong with the graphics there. My apologies. So in any event, the real number is 110. And that is the number that is sort of the worst case scenario if the trade just stays up to the upside and does nothing where there are no adjustments, yet we don't need to add any income. So my apologies for that confusion. It was a little confusing to me as well just now. It was some kind of a glitch in option view. So back to today. As you can see, by today, we were at whatever that number was, I think 250 back on July 17th. And now we're just going to focus on the September trade. And you can see that, well, we'll wait till the numbers fill in. Yeah, we're up $460, and that's all because of this number. Now this is getting pretty thin, 1.74 theta. That's sort of on the small side, but you can see. Take a look at, because this is positive theta. We're down in the last 28 days, but we're still positive theta all the way out here. That's what's amazing about the Rhino. Positive theta means we still are making money every day as a result of the larger short option decay than the combination of the long option decay. Now this is going to end pretty soon, and we're going to have to probably start selling some credit spreads if the market keeps rallying. If it sells off, we can actually have a really good situation here where we could end up with a really nice profit theoretically, but especially depending on if that delay occurs in a week or 10 days, we get a sell-off, we could actually make some real nice money on this trade. Otherwise, we're probably going to make a smallish amount, but we're up 410 right now. We're positive theta. There's absolutely no reason to do anything on this trade. Okay, finally, I want to move back to the entry point of our October trade, and that's here. And so we're going to go to October 31. July 31, I'm sorry, for the entry of the October trade. And as you can see, we started it with our usual 5-lot 40 by 50 broken wing butterfly. And let me show you what I mean by a 40 by 50. It means that, and here we were 77 days out, and that was intentional. Remember, I pulled that capital out of the August trade. So the market was at 1480. So with the Rhino protocol, the proper entry was 10 points above that for the top long strike at 1490. We sold off for the 1450. I'm sorry. And then there was the 1450 where we had the short strike, and then the long strike was over down here at 1400. So we had the 1400, 1450, 1490, and that is the entry of the Rhino trade. And that's wrong too. So we're going to have to, that's because I did not isolate the October trade, I believe, which was a mistake. So here we go. Yeah, this is right. That's correct. So this is the proper entry of a Rhino trade. And then the market rallied 10 points past our long strike up at, it got past 1500 on August 3. And so we do what we call in the Rhino trade a scale in. We add our second tranche of 5-lot broken wing butterfly capital, and we do so 20 points above the first one. So as you'll see in a minute, there's a second broken wing butterfly in here. Here, let me identify it for you. It's this one. I'm just showing you what a 1-lot would be, and that way you can just look in the trade column here, and you'll see. Oh, I got to kind of do this for you. And this is the new one that we added. So it's 20 points higher than the old one. So there's this one's 1420, 1470, 1510. And that's because we enter the second scaled in tranche of capital 20 points above the first tranche of capital. So now, and 20 points for each strike. So let's take a look at where we are today. Gotta sort of where are we today? And where we are today, we're now 56 days in, and we are showing a very strong gain on this trade. 1,000. I'm sorry, I should have put this up to the October trade. So we're showing a very strong gain. Let me just fit this to the screen a little bit better. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to also redefine this to 10 points. It's going to help me here. And then we're going to do one more thing, and we will be in a better position to demonstrate this trade to you. I'm sorry for the formatting issues here, folks. I am simply, okay, here we go. So let me now, this up here. There you go. Okay, so the final position that we're in right here, we're up 850 bucks on the October trade, which is a good strong beginning. We've only been in it 19 days, and we're up 850 bucks. And that's as a result of, this is playing out pretty much classically like a Rhino trade will play out. The market's been slow. The theta time decay has been strong. And, you know, we're in a very strong position on this trade. You can see that our theta is still 31, which is very strong for a, you know, I'm sorry, not 31, it's 30, yeah, it's 32. So that's, whoa. Yeah, it's 31. And now we're up $1,000 on it, by the way. So prices are flipping around today. A lot of value has come into some of these trades today. And so that is that's where we are on the trade, and we'll keep going. We have a target profit of $2,500 on this trade. Normally you don't hit that target with a Rhino, but every once in a while you do. But we're, you know, well on our way. We're making very, very good progress towards that goal, being up 900 bucks, almost, you know, 40 some, close to 40% up to our target. And we're only into the trade 19 days, and we've been, you know, it's a 77-day trade. Sorry, we've been in it 21 days. So anyway, good start. Hopefully we can continue this strong performance and have a really great October as well. So I want to just do a quick review of the Rhino this year for everyone's sake. These are the closed trades. Let me get this out of here. These are only closed trades. So you're not seeing the 400 some gain in September on here because that's unrealized, and you're not seeing the October, like $1,000 on that. So hopefully that will add to our total for the year. We're certainly hoping that. But in any event, so far, you can see we made really good money January, February. We had that loss in March, which was primarily due to the, you know, COVID situation. You know, that broke late February, early March. It really messed up this trade. We had, but we, you know, got out of it well. We got out of the April as well, you know, before all hell broke loose, really. So that was not really a terrible outcome for a crash of that size. And then we've been on a really good roll since then, and September and October are at the moment going very well. And I would expect September to be very positive, and I'd be a little surprised if October wasn't, but you never know. It ain't over till it's over. So with that, I would like to wish everyone a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch up with you with our next alert. I would expect that September trade may need a little care and loving in between now and then. And of course, also, believe it or not, before you know it, we're going to be entering the November trade. Now that's in about 2 weeks, we're going to be getting into the November trade, and we'll almost definitely be out of the September trade by then. But we might need a little bit of activity on this September trade before it's all over, because we've got to worry about that going negative theta, and it's right on the edge of that today. And if the market keeps rallying, I probably will have to sell off a put credit spread to add some theta to the trade, because we don't like it to go negative theta. All right, so everyone have a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you during our next video alert update. Take care. Bye-bye.